Nathan Jones, a 2-1 victory here in the EFL Trophy. You must be delighted with the performance and the result.
Yeah, I don't know where to start. The performance, the results, 4 debuts, 15-year-old making his debut. Real good night for the football club. The football club should be proud tonight, and I'm delighted. It's a magnificent performance.
You spoke to me on Saturday and you said you were going to make some odd changes for the game today. You did make odd. 11 of them is an odd number. There are some big changes.
Yeah, but we've, since I've been here, we've worked hard on our recruitment. We've worked really hard on what we needed, what we had in the building, what we needed, in the summer, and we did that. So we've got to use them, and they're good enough. They're all good enough. So it's not, taking the competition lightly in any way. It's using our squad because they're all good enough, and they showed that tonight against a strong, very strong League One outfit, and we've thoroughly deserved the victory. And let's be honest, should have been more.
Those young lads really had a point to prove, didn't they, against a tougher opposition? But they more than dominated the game and deserved a victory.
100%. They were excellent from start to finish. I could see it in their eyes in the changing room. They have a real desire about them. And young, Cav Cotter, who's not even a right back, what a shift he put in, what a debut that was. And then, Kingy in goals, his debut was outstanding. But then, from a man, they were superb. And a special mention to the most senior ones in the squad because, the attitude they showed and the way they went about it, and Smudger and Vassell and Coyd and Jake Gray to a certain extent, because he's slightly more experienced, were just immense. And I said it's a wonderful night for the football club.
I mean, the back five had one starting appearance between them previous to tonight.
But it was the youth team back four from last year. It was the FA Youth Cup back four from last year. But we want to test them. Akin, I got no problem. If James Justin, we put him in, no hesitation, put him in against Aston Villa. He was outstanding. Akin, he came on against Villa. Got no problem of putting these in because they're good enough. And they're in our environment every day, so I know they're good enough. So when people look at the team, she say, okay, what's he doing here? Well, what he's doing is playing one hell of a strong side to win a game, and we did.
I mean, it was a great start as well, wasn't it? Frankie getting in the end of a perfect delivery, a free header, but he celebrated the goal, a young player on his first start, and great for him.
Brilliant. And I said it's ironic really, because we did our set plays yesterday and they were horrific. the delivery and thing, I would never thought we would have scored and looked at danger, and we might have scored again because Frankie got him back stick, but immensely proud of him. It's a victory, and just the way that they went about it just shows that the depth of the squad we have here, because there was 14 that didn't travel today, and it just shows the immense depth we got here.
And then the second goal, Jonathan Smith, he's popped up again, hasn't he, in the right place, and another good ball in from Jake. Yeah,
I thought it was a good move, and he's arriving on the move, what stuff we looked for him to do, and then even second half could have put it to bed at 3-0, had a great header from great work from Vassell, but I just thought we deserved it in terms of everything we went about at work. We deserved that victory, no problem, and I'm really, really proud of him. I really am.
And a couple of penalty appeals that could have been there as well. Fouls on Isaac and Zane in the area.
Yeah, again, I'll have to look at them. Maybe I'm being a bit naive, because the other day I came and I played it down a little bit, but there was a clear penalty the other day for Jack Marriott. So maybe there was, but I didn't see. I haven't seen it yet. But I don't want to take anything away, because as I said, I wouldn't want anything to tarnish a wonderful night, as I said, for the football club.
And the one disappointment that they didn't get the clean sheet that they deserved, a late goal, and that it looked as though it might have robbed the history maker, Connor Tomlinson, coming on. Just talk to us about that, because he was there and ready, and then he didn't come on, and then the goal. Yeah,
well, I was praying that we'd still have a 2-goal lead going into injury time, and then I was going to give him his debut in terms of stuff. And then when we did, we decided to get him changed. Then they scored, and then you think, no, you can't. It's an opportunity for him, an opportunity he'll remember. And as I said, we're glad we're able to give all these debuts, because the kids are ready. And it's not just giving him, by the way. He's been a real bright spark, and he was a bright spark where he trained yesterday with the pros. So, it's brilliant.
We're understanding that his headmasters had to give permission for him to feature tonight.
Well, it's the best decision that headmaster's ever made, I think. But no, we've got to make sure that you do all your due diligence for these young players and so on. But he's come, and I doubt he'll forget tonight in a hurry.
And were you aware that he would be a record breaker coming on at that age? 15 years, 199 days, we believe.
I had a fair sort of idea that he would be, because there's not many 15-year-olds play for league clubs, but it's good that we can give it to him. And I said I don't want him to get all the headlines. It was a nice little touch at the end, but that was a real professional performance from a group of young players, and there's a lot of credit there deserved to the people that have worked with them, and obviously the development that we've given them now.
And it's also given some of your regular first teamers an opportunity to have a midweek off after a very busy start to the season.
Yeah, but they trained today. They trained hard today, so it's not like they've had a weekend off or a rest. But we have a squad. You have a squad of players. As I said, now you recruit. As I said, no passengers. The strength that we've got. So you have to use those. If I don't, then they're going to get disillusioned. They're going to want to be elsewhere. So you have to make sure that you use your squad. Now, we take this cup seriously. We want to do really well in it, and we've shown that tonight. Now, games are not won on paper. Games are won on pitches, and we've just won the game on pitches. So we haven't taken it lightly in any way, but I think we've been